Good noon to everyone. Today discuss about the mass transfer operation 1. Okay, molecular diffusion in fluids. Topic में discuss करूँ अपने basic fundamental, some definitions. Okay, now start the diffusion. અને સાથે સાથે જોઈશું આપણે molecular અને diffusion. In a mixture consisting of two or more component, if the concentration of the component vary from point to the point, and then there is a natural tendency for each component to move from regions of high concentration difference to those of low concentration also, and the processes of mass transfer as a result of the concentration differences of a component in a mixture or a two phase in a contact is called as a mass transfer. Okay, a concentration difference a component, this is simple define a mass transfer. Again repeated, in a mixture consisting of two or more component, if the concentration of the component vary from point to the point also, and there is a natural tendency for each component to migrate to move the regions of the higher concentration to those of the lower concentration. This process is the result of the concentration differences and the concentration gradient also of a component in a mixture or two phase is a contact is called mass transfer. Okay, the operation is carried out separating two components of a mixture involving the transfer of material from homogeneous phases to another and utilizing the differences in vapor pressure, solubility or diffusivity, and each in which the driving force for the transfer is a concentration. Concentration differences are called as a mass transfer operation. Mass transfer operation and involving the transfer material from homogeneous phase utilizing differences vapor pressure, solubility or diffusivity, and in which the driving force from transfer is the concentration differences are called as a mass transfer operation. And any case of evaporation of water from a pool of water into a stream of air flowing over the water surfaces. Some molecules of water vapor diffuses through those of the air the surface into the main portion of the air stream, as a result of which they are carried out away with the air flowing. In this case, mass transfer is a result of a concentration differences and or gradient. The diffusing substances moving from a region of a high concentration to a region of a low concentration also. Here the driving force for mass transfer in a concentration differences, just as a temperature differences in a heat transfer is. In a fractional distillation, one of the method of a separation depend on the difference in a vapor pressure or differences component at the same temperature volatility, while gas absorption depend on the differences in a solubility of gases in a selective solvent. Liquid extraction on a leaching dependent on the differences in a solubility in a liquid solvent also. The mass transfer operation include a separation technique such as distillation, as absorption, liquid extraction, drying, crystallization. In mass transfer operation occurs જોઈએ આપણે main point છે તે. Okay, noted all the points, write down in your notebook. In one directions, for example gas absorption, in a opposite direction in the both directions, for example distillation, with a simultaneous heat transfer, for example drying and crystallization basis. With a simultaneous heat transfer, drying and crystallization, chemical reactions, for example gas absorption accompanied by a chemical reactions for absorption of CO2 in aqueous solution of a potassium hydroxide, with the exchange of one or more component for a isothermally, for example constant temperature, and a non isothermally. The phenomena those must exist in a mass transfer operation are at least two phases must come in contact with each other. Material must flow from one phase to the other form, and a part of the total flow of material must occur with the molecular diffusions. All this point right down here. Okay, now continue. Three states for aggregation of a substances are gas, liquid, and a solid. And due to this, we have six possibilities. The phase contact, જે આપણે ક્લાસિફિકેશન ઓફ માસ ટ્રાન્સફરમાં આપણે જોઈ ગયા છે. Now the gas not practically realized, gas liquid, gas solid, liquid liquid, liquid solid, solid solid. No industrial separation operation in this category is found. Okay, this is the mass transfer operation 1. Look at in table 7.1. Okay, liquid vapor for a part of the fractionation distillation. The phase in a contact and a mass transfer operation બંને વચ્ચે આપેલું છે. Okay, the liquid gas absorption, stripping, humidification and dehumidification part. Okay, liquid vapor વડે જો ડિસ્ટિલેશનમાં liquid ગેસમાં 3 પોઈન્ટ આવે છે, 4 પોઈન્ટ. liquid solidમાં આવે છે 3 પોઈન્ટ, crystallization, leaching, adsorption. liquid solid vapor, solid gas, solid solid, extraction, sublimation, adsorption, drying. Okay, all these point. Okay, look at the completely full table for a point wise is. Now, hence the distillation, gas absorption, stripping are gas liquid operation, liquid extraction is a liquid liquid operation, crystallization is a liquid solid operation, and drying is a gas solid operation. As the basic mechanism is the same whether the phase is a gas, liquid or solid, there are some similarities among the various mass transfer operation, and these are given the below the all point 4.1. First, second, third and the fourth. Equilibrium between the phase in is attained after the sufficiently long time of a phase. Okay, phase contact between them and the material transfer is caused by the combined effect of molecular diffusion and turbulence. There is no resistance to mass transfer at the phase interface because of the existence of equilibrium at the interface. Third one, there is no resistance to mass transfer at the phase interface because of the existence of equilibrium at the interface. And last one, the rate of mass transfer is evaluated by the deviations departure from equilibrium concentration. Distillation is a gas liquid part. Okay, all these point sub point. Okay, phase rule. The F is equal to C minus P plus 2. What is the C? What is the phase? Okay, they consider we have the C is equal to 2 and P is equal to 2. For gas absorption, liquid extraction, crystallization, drying. Okay, diffusion is the movement individual component through a mixture from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration at a fixed temperature and pressure with or without the help of external forces. Okay. Now the molecular diffusion and eddy diffusion આપણે next lecture માં જોઈશું. Diffusion the main part for a higher concentration to lower concentration is uniformal. A mixture is everywhere. Union in a concentration is constituted by the diffusion since the concentration gradient which act as a driving force for diffusion tends to move the component in such a direction as to equalize concentration and destroy the gradient. If we maintain the concentration gradient by constantly supplying component to this factor. Okay. Revision part, this one for a whole table in this theory for a simple introduction part. એમાં જોઈશું આપણે મોલેક્યુલર અને એડી ડિફ્યુઝન, ડિફરન્શિએટ મોલેક્યુલર અને એડી ડિફ્યુઝનમાં જોઈશું. Then after calculate the rate of diffusion fluid. મોલેક્યુલર અને એડી ડિફ્યુઝન સાથે જોઈશું આપણે rate of diffusion in fluid, molar flux, diffusivity, concentration gradient in a fluid, application of diffusion in a fluid, deviation diffusivity equation derive કરીશું. DAB is equal to DBA, effect of concentration, temperature, pressure on diffusivity, general equations, steady state of molecular diffusion in fluid for laminar flow, molecular diffusion in gases, derive equation for steady state diffusion of component A through non-diffusing B, and A and B the simple numerical example જોઈશું એના આપણે. Okay. Okay, this is a whole this point and this is a last point for revision. Equilibrium between the phase is attained after a sufficiently long time of phase contact between them. Material transfer is caused by the combined effect molecular diffusion and turbulence. There is no resistance to mass transfer at the phase interface between the because of the existence of equilibrium at the interface also. The rate of mass transfer is evaluated by deviations departure from the equilibrium concentration. Thank you. ચાલુ છે ચાલુ છે ચાલુ છે ચાલુ છે ઓકે તો થેન્ક યુ સો મચ નેક્સ્ટ લેક્ચરમાં આપણે જઈશું સમ ડેફિનેશન પાર્ટ